Hello everybody, it's Mindy. I hope you're doing well today. Time for a little whip and chat. So you haven't really seen what I'm working on. This is for my Palentine event. I'm working on this with a pal, with my friend Sue, who also has this same painting. And we both decided that we would work on it together. This is my oldest painting. It was my second order ever. I ordered from Amazon, and then I ordered from Peggy Buy. So this is from Peggy Buy, and yes, they are still around. Had some people tell me, yep, they're still around. I haven't gone looking, but anyhow, so it is a 3-piece panel type situation. You can see I've gotten quite a ways on this. I'm closing in on halfway on the first one here. But it's only got 24 colors, so not a ton of colors. Has no ABs in it. So I went hunting in my stash. So I was looking for things that I could add to this. Not a ton, just a little bit. Little enhancement here and there. So I found some things, okay? I have a white. I did not realize I pulled the white out. Anyhow, I gotta look at this other canvas down here, Z. There's a lot of white. I don't think I want to do all of that. Anyhow, I found some hot pink sparklers, which I'm thinking when I get over to this panel over here, I'm going to add some to the flowers. I have a pretty blue. I have not added the blue anywhere yet. 3843. Oh, it's the Y. Why? Okay, I think I might have added a few Ys, the blue somewhere. What's this one? 3750. Is the U. Oh, I keep forgetting I have these. I could add some of those. I'm waiting for the flowers for the pink. I have used a little bit of red AB. I know I've used some of this green. I've just been sprinkling this in instead of replacing like the whole color. Just sprinkle it because it's in the greenery here. And then I've been using some of these pretty moonstone sparklers in some of the green areas. Anyhow, you can kind of see, like you can see the moonstone for sure. They're in here. And that AB kind of, I mean, it doesn't show up really well, but it is adding a little extra sparkle. So I have to keep this painting here because it has the legend with all the symbols on it. I have to keep that one close at hand so I can tell what I'm doing. But it's coming along. I mean, it is coming along. I'm going to move this up a little bit there. So let's get busy with this part here. I'm going to flip this around, I think. Now let's go this way. All of this in here is black, but there's a little bit of blue. I'm going to do those blue dots first, and then it makes it much easier to find all of the black. And I can just multi-place away on the black. Hang on, I'm going to straighten this out a little bit here. Come on. Okay, there. And I'm starting to do the stairway. It's a stairway up a waterfall. It's fun. It's not going to be anything fantastic. I will just tell you that right now. It's not going to be a super duper. It's not going to be detailed. It's going to be pixelated, but it's just the point of doing it. You know, it's my oldest painting. We'll see how it turns out in the end. I have no high hope or expectations for it really, but I thought it was just a neat thing to do since Sue and I both had it, and it works for a Palentine event because of that. It's my oldest painting, and let's celebrate in February my 6 years on YouTube. So 6 years I've been doing YouTube. February 6th, I believe, is the day I actually made my channel. I had done a few videos they were just basically, they were like exploratory kind of videos. I was asking questions. It's when I started getting those first few orders in and looking at things, and I had questions about some things. So I just put it out there on YouTube, asking the question. Okay, you are not the same color. I don't know where you came from. No, you don't belong here. Okay. But my channel actually started, my first video after I had created an actual channel with a channel name and all of that good stuff was February 6th, which is in just a couple of days. Well, by the time you watch it, what will it be? Will it be February 5th when you watch this? Maybe. I don't know the date today, so you know, when you're retired and you don't really go places, any place regular, you kind of lose track of what the date is. Sometimes I lose track of what day of the week it is. I don't even know what day of the week it is. That doesn't happen all the time. I usually keep fairly good track of what day of the week it is, but the date escapes me often. Anyhow. So yeah, that's happening. That's a thing. So my channel is 6 years old, but I actually started diamond painting the December before. Nope, November. November I actually started diamond painting. It was before Christmas, so it was in November I bought my first diamond painting at Michael's, a Diamond Dots. He's out in my living room right now. He truly is. It's a snowman. He comes out after Christmas every year. And it's really a good painting. It's a big painting. Like some of the Diamond Dots, you know, they're smaller, quicker to do, you know, more simple. But he's a big guy. Yes, it's a partial, but it's a partial that's done right. It's a partial that really it's just the background behind the snowman that doesn't get any drills. And it's just like a snowy background. So it works. It really worked well. I still love that painting. It was fun to do. And it's really what got me into diamond painting to start with. And then, you know, the next orders were what got me into doing my channel. That was a whole different reason behind starting a channel. But that is the story, folks. That's the story. And I'm sticking to it. Yep, sticking to it. So we shall see how this goes. I'm not doing too bad if I get this panel done in a week or so. I mean, I'm thinking I can get it done in a week. I only have 3 panels to go, so I can do like almost 10 days, not quite 10 days per panel. I don't want to stretch it that far. I just want to keep going, you know? And then maybe I'll have a little extra time at the end of the month, possibly to do something else. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, let's pick up these greens in here. I'm going to kind of clean up some of this part here and then be able to do just all of this black. There's lots of black. It's a really dark green here. Dark green. I also decided to start with the most plain, less colorful of the 3 pieces, because I thought if I started with the pretty one with all the pink, I would have a hard time going back to this one, because this one is very plain. Just, it's brown and it's green, and there's a stairway. It's brown and green, not much going on here. So I started with this one to get it out of the way. Just, I wanted it out of the way. Get this piece done. Sue and I talked a little bit about, you know, possibly framing this, or how you could frame this when you're done, being the 3 pieces. I think she talked about some stretch canvas, just gluing it on stretch canvas. You'd have to find stretch canvas the right size, or close to the right size. This is not, it's not a 30 by 40. It's like 20 some by 30 some. It's a very interesting size, each of these pieces. Or you could, here's another idea, you could get one large stretched canvas and attach all of them to one canvas. Well, you are supposed to be over here because you did not get off my pen. Get off. There. Get off. That might be an idea. Put them all on one large canvas instead of smaller ones. It's an idea. That is an idea. Something to toss around in my head for when this is finished. Now this piece right here is going to be a little problematic. I don't know what happened to it, but it's like wavy. And I didn't do anything to it. I didn't iron this. I didn't do anything to make it that way. It just is that way. I'm not real happy with that. These seem to be flatter, the other two pieces. Just this one in the middle. I don't know, maybe it was the way that it was rolled. Because, you know, it was rolled up, and it's been rolled up for, you know, a long time. It has definitely been rolled up a long time. Trying to decide what color I'm grabbing here. Let's do these browns. Let's get some of these browns done. It's not too exciting for you to watch me just multi-place all this black, so I'm saving it to the end. I'll save it to the end. But it's interesting. I should go through the box where this was because I'm pretty sure there's at least one or two more of the Peggy By paintings in there. You know, when I say this is my oldest painting, well, it shares the title of oldest with anything else I bought at Peggy By in that first or second order. But it still counts as the oldest. It still counts, right? It just shares that with maybe one or two other paintings that I didn't do from that order. I need to go through that box. I also know that that box is just full of double-sided adhesive paintings. And in my live on Saturday, I was talking about it, and multiple people said, throw them out. Just throw them out. And I'm like, that hurts my heart to just throw them out. A couple people said donate them somewhere, but multiple people were like, just throw them out. A couple people said, yeah, I threw mine out a while back. It was so freeing. It was such a freeing feeling to just pitch them. And I'm like, I think it would hurt. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to just throw them out. I don't know. Okay, well, where is my glue dot? Here's my problem. My glue dot stuck over there on a drill, so there's no glue dot in my pen. Popped right on out. Surely did. So if it keeps popping out, we're going to have a problem here. It's getting a little old and dirty. You can definitely tell, like, these drills are not the greatest, and they're kind of dirtyish. Not dirty, but I don't know, dusty or something. They definitely have stuff on them because my glue dots are getting unsticky very quickly. So there's stuff getting on my glue dot for sure. Anyhow, I heard a vehicle and I'm like, are they coming here? No, they're not coming here. Mail's already been here. We didn't have anything exciting in the mail. Just junk. I get so much junk mail these days. Well, and honestly, a lot of it is different insurance companies talking about Medicare because, you know, they know how old we are. They know how old we are, and they're trying to sell us Medicare packages, and we're not interested. That's the nice thing about Dale having worked for the state. We go on Medicare, and we get, the governmental plan, the Part A or whatnot, and that's all we need to worry about. The state of Michigan picks up your other stuff. So it's pretty easy for us, as a matter of fact. Dale, who's 6 months older than me, he just turned 65 and just went on his Medicare. And he didn't have to do anything. He really had nothing to do. They knew. The state knew. They submitted his information. Cards started coming in the mail like 2 to 3 months before he turned 65. And it was just like a done deal. It was just a done deal. Didn't need to file anything. Didn't need to contact Social Security. It was all done. Just boom, like that. I hope mine's that way. I think it will be. Because we're both, governmental type employees. Me being a teacher, him working for the state. A lot of that stuff is just done for us. It's cool. And we're going to have decent health coverage. We have decent health coverage. Our supplemental plan will be through the state, and it's not bad. It's not bad. So I have this dog. You can probably hear her clickety-clacking around on the floor. She just keeps walking around. Like, she comes in here, she walks out there. I don't know what she wants. I have no idea what she wants. She's really starting to get on my nerves, though. She's just wandering back and forth. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you wish that they spoke English to tell you what they want. The only thing I can think of, my only guess, is that she wants water. That could be. I don't know, though. I don't know. And she's old. She is old. She's an old girl. Sometimes I think she just, I don't know. She's got, old people, old dog stuff going on in her brain, and she just doesn't know what to do with herself sometimes. She doesn't know if she wants to go outside, be inside. Now she's going to sit here and whine. No, we're not going to have whining. I will have to put you out there in your kennel and close the door, and you can sit out there and whine if you want, but we're not going to listen to it. I might have to get up and give her water. I don't know. What do you want? Huh? What do you want? She's just sitting here staring at me. Like, what do you want? Huh? What? What do you want? If you could see her, you guys, she's pathetic. She's truly, truly pathetic. Just sitting here with this look on her face, like, and if you have animals, and if you have animals that have gotten old, they change. There's just a look on their face. They look different. They just look different. Just like people do. Your appearance changes as you get older. It just does. And you can tell she's just looking old. Her face is getting skinny, getting more, what's the word? Is it gaunt, maybe? She's lost weight, so she's thinner. You can just tell she's definitely getting up there in age. I believe it's 15. I don't think they're 16. I've been meaning to look that up and see if they're 15 or 16, but I think it's 15. That was in December, was their birthday. But yeah, now she's just in the hallway out there, just like looking at me. I don't know. But, she's got old lady things that go on, and, she can't hold things. Her bladder doesn't work like it used to. She sleeps a lot, like old creatures do. They sleep a lot, I remember Dale's mom. Gee, when she was, getting worse and whatnot, she would just be like sleeping all the time. We'd call her or go over there and she'd just be asleep. middle of the day, just sleeping away. I will say, you know, my dad is turning 89 in March. 89. He just went to the doctor, had a physical, and apparently he's in good health. You know, everything checked out okay. He did get yelled at by the doctor for not wearing his seatbelt. My dad's terrible. Refuses to wear his seatbelt. It's uncomfortable. He doesn't like it. Well, we don't care that it's uncomfortable, sir. We don't care about your comfort. We care about your safety. So the doctor got after him about that. But my dad called me the other day and he was like, well, I just called to apologize. And I'm like, oh, geez, what? Did I do something wrong? What did I do? I don't know. He's apologizing, but I'm like, I must have done something wrong. What? You know? No, he called. This is my dad for you. He called and he said, well, I just wanted to apologize. I'm like, for what? He goes, that you're going to have to put up with me longer. And I'm like, what? I mean, I already knew he'd been to the doctor. My sister went with him. My sister, you know, went to hear everything and whatnot. He's like, yeah, you're going to have to put up with me longer. I'm like, oh, okay, why, what's that? What's that about? I'm just playing into it, you know, yeah, what's that about? Well, went to the doctor and he said, I'm pretty fit and I'm not going anywhere for a while. I'm like, oh man, really? You know, with my dad, the way he jokes, you just got to give it back to him. You've got to give it back to him because, you know, oh goodness. Hang on. I am going to go deal with this dog. This poor video is going to be chopped up to like 17 different clips here before I'm done. But let me deal with the dog and hopefully she'll be quiet and I'll be back. All right. I gave her some water and I closed the door and I closed her out. I closed her out. There. Had to have a drink too. All right. So, yeah, you have to mess with him. You just have to. It's one of those things, you know. He messes with people so much. It's rare that you get to like mess with him back. You know what I mean? Oh goodness, that's my dad for you. Anyhow, he's well. Just needs to wear a seatbelt. And he's the same way with his hearing aids. You know, he has significant hearing loss. And we got him hearing aids at one point. And he won't wear them. He couldn't get the knack of adjusting them. He couldn't get the knack of charging them. He finally got that, but then he won't wear them. And he just says he doesn't like them. Oh my goodness, goodness. Well, you can't hear, sir. You miss a lot of things. You miss a lot of things. Your hearing is quite impaired and you really should wear the hearing aids. So the doctor was talking to him about that too. And he's going to have him go be tested again. I don't know what he needs to be tested for again. We already know there's significant hearing loss, you know, and that's not surprising. I only remember my grandpa, his father, with hearing aids. I don't remember grandpa without hearing aids. I mean, I'm certain there was a point in time when he didn't wear hearing aids, but that's all I remember is grandpa's hearing aids. And I remember that specifically because they would like ring, you know, they'd be like, and you could hear them ring and he'd reach over and he'd be adjusting something, you know, some button. I remember that as a kid, always grandpa and the hearing aids. So, I mean, it's not surprising. You would think the man would want to hear better. But, you know, when you're, I don't know, 80% of your time is just home in front of your TV, you know, does it matter? Probably not. Not so much because, I mean, you can just sit there and crank up the volume of the TV. Like, we'll call him on the phone And sometimes you have to say, Dad, turn the TV down. You can't hear me. Turn the TV down. Or when you go over there and he's watching TV, if you want to have a conversation, first thing you have to do is find the remote and turn the TV down, you know. But when you see him in person and you try to have a conversation, it's extremely difficult. And, you know he misses, or you talk to him on the phone. These are the times the man should be wearing his hearing aids. If he's just home watching TV, I don't care. You can hear your TV just fine. But if you're going someplace, if you're going to be with people, hang out with people, even, talking on the phone, of course, you don't always know when somebody's going to call you on the phone, but still, these are the times when it's difficult. Like, I've gone to a doctor's appointment with him before, and they'll be asking him questions, and my dad doesn't answer. It's like he didn't even hear that they asked him a question. These are the times he should wear his hearing aids, but he won't do it. So, I don't know. Is it one of those you just can't teach an old dog new trick kind of things? Maybe. I don't know. But I would think that if my hearing was bad and I knew I was missing things, I would want to do something to make sure I wasn't missing out. Because, I don't like to miss out on stuff. I like to be in the know. I like to know what's happening. But apparently Dad doesn't care. He's just kind of like, oh, whatever, yeah. I don't know. But that's the way it goes. All right. What else I want to talk to you about? Today, I was talking to my dad on the phone, and Dale's hollering at me. He's like, get dressed. Hurry up and get dressed. And I'm like, I'm talking to my dad. What? He goes, Smiley's coming over. And I'm like, oh boy, why? And he's like, yeah, he's coming over. He's in the neighborhood. He's stopping by. He's going to give you your money. And I'm like, okay, I'll get dressed. I'll be there in a minute. I was dressed long before the man ever got here. But he's the guy that Dale, his friend, he met at the convenience store, right? I get it now. I totally understand now how sometimes when Dale goes up to the store to meet him, and they go buy lottery tickets and just chit chat, how he can be gone an hour and a half. I'm like, I've often wondered, what are you doing at the store for that long that you're gone that long? Well, I get it now, because this man, Smiley, he talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. I was like, okay, yep, okay, I get it. I get it. He must have said like 4 times, all right, well, I'm going to go now. I'll let you guys get on with your day. And then he's still here and still finding more to talk about. He's one of those people. It just goes on and on and on and on. But he was here about, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks ago, I think I mentioned. And he bought some diamond paintings. And I didn't know at the time that it was like a layaway program. Like, he didn't have money then. He was going to pay later. You know what I mean? Buying on credit, I guess. So he came today to pay me because he won $100 in the lottery. So he had money to pay me. I'm like, okay, all right. Otherwise, he was going to have to wait for his Social Security check to get here. And I'm like, whatever. But anyhow, he just hung out and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. And then they started talking about Subway and casinos. Dale was going to go to the casino with him and it's not his father-in-law because he's not married to the woman. they're just boyfriend, girlfriend. They live together. So it's his girlfriend's dad. All right. Not truly a father-in-law, but the girlfriend's dad. They like to go casinoing. And they've gone, Dale and them have gone a few times together. Haven't gone in a long time. They've been talking about it. But they wanted to go to Detroit. Well, the pseudo father-in-law wanted to go down to Detroit instead of close by, like Battle Creek. Now, he wanted to head to Detroit. So they had this big thing planned to go tomorrow, the three boys, to go tomorrow to Detroit, to go to the casino, to go gambling. Leave at 5 in the morning. I was like, wait, 5 in the morning? Wait. Well, now they're not going to go. Why aren't they going to go? Because somebody somewhere heard that there's going to be snow in the Detroit area tomorrow. And I even said it out loud to both of them. I was like, darn. I said, I thought I was going to have some time to myself tomorrow. And they both started laughing, and Dale's like, yeah, she wants to get rid of me. I was like, yeah, I want to get rid of him for a while so I can just have the day to myself, so I can record, so I can, do all the things. So that's not going to happen now, apparently, because somebody heard it's going to snow. I looked up the weather in Detroit tomorrow, and it doesn't say it's going to snow. I tried to talk them into still going, but they're not going. I'm like, darn it all. So they're still talking about going, but now they're talking about going on a different day, later in the month. And I'm like, oh, goodness gracious. Well, I was going to say something else about him, but I can't remember what now. Anyhow, that happened. He hung out. Then they went to get Subway because they were talking about Subway. And Smiley was like, yeah, I used to like Subway, but I don't anymore. They've changed things and they got cheap. And I'm like, what? What do you mean they got cheap? He goes, yeah, you used to get like a good deal of meat on your subs and you don't get much meat anymore. And I'm like, they seem fine. I mean, our sandwiches seem fine. I said, he's going to a different location. I'm like, well, you should come up to this one then. Dale's like, yeah, they do a nice job. And he goes, they give you enough meat? And Dale's like, well, yeah, it's good. Why? He goes, well, okay then, let's go. Come on, let's go up. We'll get us some Subway and get your woman some lunch. And so they took off and they went to Subway and got lunch. And that didn't last long. Yay. They didn't spend like an hour and a half there at Subway at the gas station, playing lottery tickets. But I don't think he had any money. So, he had enough money for a sub and he had to go home. But yeah, got a sub, came home. Yay. Woo. But he's a nice guy. He really is. I just didn't know he talked as much as he talks. He talks as much as any old lady or, I don't know why I'm picking on the old ladies, but I just think old ladies are the ones that would always just ramble on and talk, but he's a talker for sure. A talker. So I didn't get to start recording anything. I didn't even get to make my video. I felt, it would be rude to just walk away and tuck myself in my office to make a video. And so I stayed out there and I socialized. Oh my goodness. And it's really different that he's here in our home because they all kept bringing out stuff and showing him this and things they're talking about money and coins. And next thing you know, Dale's got out his little coin collection. And I'm like, oh goodness. So I really had things to do, but being a good hostess of the mostest, I thought I should stay out there. I stood at the kitchen counter the whole time he was here and I was crocheting because I picked up a quick little project to work on. I was watching Marley Bird. If you never watched Marley Bird, she does all kinds of things, crochet and knit wise, and she has people that she works with. They design all kinds of activities and events. Anyhow, it was a cute little project I picked up from watching her live yesterday. I was like, oh, that's cute. I actually went and grabbed a cake of yarn while I watched the live, and I started tearing it apart, separating it into the different colors while I watched the live. It took me that long also to make little balls of different colors as I took this cake of yarn apart. But I just stood there at the counter and I started working on their little granny squares. I just was standing there crocheting granny squares for a while. I did have a bingo lottery ticket to scratch off. I did that while they were talking. I, just tried to occupy myself, make myself useful, get some things done that I could get done while I'm still in the conversation and being, like I said, being a good hostess instead of just taking off and disappearing. I mean, I could have taken off and disappeared. They probably wouldn't have cared, but, politeness. I was being polite. You know what I'm saying? Being polite. So, anyhow, after that, Dale decided he was going to go. I had another bag of donations, you guys. It's now 3 bags of things to donate. Clothes. This one had some slippers and, oh goodness, got up into the closet and got into a couple pairs of boots up in my closet. I think I talked about it somewhere, some live, some video, something. These boots were so dusty. And they're boots with a heel, not a super high heel, but they've got a heel, right? And I took them down and I told Dale that somebody had mentioned vacuuming them. And he vacuumed yesterday. And he's like, that's a good idea. He vacuumed the boots. He did. He vacuumed them. He cleaned them up. And we put them in the pile to donate. Well, little old me decided that now that they're not covered with dust, I was going to try them on. There were 2 pairs. One is a brown suede pair with lots of fringe. I used to rock those boots. And the other pair is just kind of a more simple gray pair. Well, I tried them on. I tried both pairs on. And even though the black suede ones, they're a taller boot, they didn't come up all the way, up my calf, but they came up enough that, they looked okay. They had a little slouch to them, but, I'm like, that's fine. Tried on the gray ones, and I was like, I don't really like the gray ones. The gray ones had a skinnier heel. They were a little more challenging to walk in, and I was like, no, I'm going to keep the suede ones around for a minute. Dale goes, well, you got to promise that you're going to wear them somewhere. You go out someplace, you got to wear them. I'm like, well, I need to get a different pair of pants then, because I can't wear these boots with the pants I've been wearing around, I need to get a pair of blue jeans or something to wear them with. So I've mentioned that going through all my clothes and all that stuff, I have avoided the pants so far. I've not done anything with the pants because that's always the most challenging thing. Pants. Well, I think I'm going to need to break down and start trying on the pants. Cleaning out the drawers, getting rid of the pants, and then actually maybe go shopping for a pair of blue jeans, just one pair of blue jeans that fits. It's always so depressing for me to go hunt for pants, shop for pants. It's not a fun experience. It's just not a fun experience. I'll go shop for tops all day long. Pants, no. My body and pants don't get along well. It doesn't jive, But I think I'm going to have to break down and just try to find me just one pair of regular pants, like blue jeans or something. I'm not looking forward to it. So anyhow, he took off. He had a package to send out for me. So he was going to go to the drugstore. Now it's the drugstore, not the auto parts store. He was going to go to the drugstore and he was going to drop that off. And then he was going to go out to the palliative care place, their store, their thrift store, and donate bag number 3 of clothing. I can't believe 3 bags of clothing, and I'm nowhere near done. I mean, there's still tons and tons and tons of clothes for me to go through. Tons. Lots. Okay? Like lots. I don't know. So here's something that happened. Let me just explain. Somebody made the comment, if I had donated 3 bags of clothes, I wouldn't have any clothes to wear. Let me explain. Let me go back. Okay? So in the years that I call the lean years, the years before teaching, when I was a bank teller, I didn't make much money. I did not make much money. And I had 2 young children. I was very conservative with what I had for myself. You know, it's true that we sacrifice. We sacrifice for our children. I want my children to have food, clothing, a roof over their head, heat, electricity. So I took the brunt of it. I had 1 pair of shoes, pretty much 1 pair of shoes that I wore. They were little white, almost like little Keds, sort of. They were very versatile. I could wear them with many things. I remember I had maybe 1, maybe 2 bras. I had very little clothing because, I would rather buy my children things than have a lot of stuff for me. Well, when I got my teaching job and things, I almost doubled my income, Oh, well, after I made it through college was the roughest point in time. I really had very little for myself when I was in college. Very little for me. But once I had the funds, the finances to do so, I started accumulating more things for myself, And I started liking shoes more. I started buying more shoes, and then I started buying more bras and more clothes. And then I got my teaching job, and I had to have nice clothes to wear to work. So the work wardrobe grew rapidly. And I've analyzed this in my brain, I think because of so many years of sacrificing for me, sacrificing my needs, not having much for me, for myself, when I was able to, it was just kind of like, let's just get stuff. Let's spend money. I've got it. Let's do it. Let's buy stuff. And I know that's what happened. So I really started to accumulate. And in my defense, I needed a casual wardrobe, for just hanging out around home or going places or going out or whatnot. And then I needed a more professional wardrobe. So I had 2 distinct needs in my clothing. I couldn't wear really casual clothes to work. It was fairly relaxed. I did wear blue jeans to work, but most days I wore nice dress pants, nice shirts, a nice little cardigan, I had 2 distinct different wardrobes, a work wardrobe and an at-home play wardrobe, So anyhow, yes, it just grew and grew and grew until I have a lot of clothes. And now I don't need the work wardrobe. I don't need that type of clothing. But it's hard to get rid of it. So I'm going through slowly and getting rid of some things for, they each have their own reason. Like, and of course, changing sizes is another issue. I have things in this size and I have things in that size because I have been different sizes throughout my lifetime. I lost 70 pounds at one point. I did get rid of all of that stuff. All of the really larger size clothes, I got rid of those. I mean, I was like, I am not keeping those. But then I gained weight again after I retired, pandemic, etc., etc. So then I started acquiring larger clothes, not as large as they were before, but larger clothes. It's a whole cycle. And now I've lost weight again. I'm back into some of the things. I still am hesitant to get rid of, some of the larger things. I mean, like I'm wearing an extra large pair of pants right now. They're pretty comfortable. I'm just sitting here diamond painting. It's comfortable. They're baggy. They're baggy. I can wear the larges and they're fine, but I'm not ready to get rid of the extra large because they are so comfortable and just, I don't know. It's a whole process. But anyhow, I'm working on it. I'm working on it slowly but surely. I'm getting there. Pants drawer comes next. Oh my goodness. I just need to be in the right frame of mind to go tackle the pants. I'll get there. I'll get there. So he's off doing that. He also had to go to Tractor Supply, get some stuff there. He needed to go out to John Deere because I think he told me the other day he damaged the plow. Somehow he was plowing and he damaged it somehow and he needs to go get a part or something. So he's going to be gone for a little while, running errands, taking my stuff, doing the stuff he needs to do. So I'm recording my WIP and chat. I should be recording something that requires the kitchen counter because, those are the hardest for me to get off of my pen. Thank you. Those are the hardest for me to record with him here, are things that I need to film out on my counter. But I wanted to get this done, so it was my priority. So I thought, I'll just come in here and I'll get this done. If he's still gone, what I want to record, well, I have a Diamond Art Club to record. My mystery painting came. So weird. So weird. I noticed my tracking was back to on track this time. And I'm like, wait. I've been hearing that they're not using on track anymore because on track is not on track. On track is all over the track. They are all over the board. And stuff doesn't come in a very timely manner with on track. But I saw that as my tracking again, and I was just like, oh, goodness. So here's the thing with them. It said my package was waiting for on track, and then my package had been delivered to on track or with the on track service or something like that. And that was it. It was in Tennessee at that point. Tennessee. And I'm like, okay. And then there was nothing, no other tracking. And I'm like, okay, all right. And then Sunday afternoon, we got home from getting our groceries and the package was sitting there on my porch in the snow. And I was like, okay, wow. I was not expecting that. And the label on the box, the Diamond Art Club shipping label, is covered up with some other weird label. I don't even know what it says. It's some weird company. It got handed over to some company who then delivered it. I don't know. I told you one time with On Track, I had a construction vehicle deliver my package. I told you that happened once. It's so weird. But anyhow, I want to record that. I want to open that. I want to see it myself. And I know that it's already been unboxed and all that. I know you guys have seen it. If you watch the sneak peekers, I know you've seen it, but I still want to do it. I want to open it. I want to show you. I want to talk about it and give you my thoughts, my opinions. I knew there would come a day that they would make a Chuck Pinson into a mystery painting. I'm not thrilled with that. I'm not happy about it, but my rationale was I have all of the Chuck Pinson paintings. I'm not going to stop now. You know what I'm saying? Not going to stop now. I'm going to have them all. And I am part of the mystery group on Facebook. And pretty sure we know what it is. And I like it and I want it. So I bought it. I want to do that. I want to unbox that. I also want to show you all of my finishes for Smashing the Specials. That requires some work to bring everything out to the kitchen, get it on the counter, show everything, and then I need to figure out where I'm putting all of it. Because currently, it is just on the bed in the other bedroom, and I need to get it off the bed. Now, some of it will probably go directly downstairs to like my craft sale boxes, and I'll take it to craft shows and try to sell some of them. I don't know. I have to go through all of it. You know what I'm saying? I have to go through all of it and see what do I want to keep? What am I going to put in the to sell pile? You know, all of that. But that's a process. That's a bit of work. I also have more diamond paintings to sell. I have them downstairs on the table, ready to record. I actually went down there yesterday and figured out some pricing. So I have that to do as well. See, there's always things to do. There's always a million things to do. I could, I could stay busy for days. There's just stuff to do. I've got to do our taxes. That's something I'm not looking forward to. Not looking forward to doing the taxes. I never am. The hardest part is my own fault because every year I say, I'm going to keep track of all of my expenses so that when it comes time to claim money spent on my business, I will have that right there. And I start off strong at the beginning of the year. I was good all the way through March last year. I wrote down everything I bought up through March. And then it took a nosedive. And that's where I stopped. It's my own fault. Now I need to go back through and, find all my purchases so I can claim them or whatever. And, I'm not looking forward to it. Anyhow, look at all those O's. I should do the O's next. I got O's and F's. Or should I do some 3s? 3s will be easy. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna finish up X because there's a couple right here and a couple over there. And get this U real quick. U I have as an AB. Isn't that one I said I had? Is 3750. Let's put an AB in there. There's one. Why not? Who's gonna know? It's never gonna show up probably. Nobody will ever know that that one symbol right there is an AB. One. Just one. Let's do it though. Put an AB in there. There we go. One AB. Okay. You look beautiful. 3756. No, that's that mint green. I don't have that little mint color. I don't have very many of these to do. Let's just grab a couple. So Those are things on my agenda to do. Do the paintings for sale, the Diamond Art Club, the Smash and the Specials. Yeah, those are high on the list. I'm going to have a Yarny video coming up. I'm kind of waiting for one more package. One of my subscriptions is coming. It's not here yet. I was hoping it was going to be here like early this week, but I don't think it's going to be here until late this week. So that would mean I can't do that Yarny video till next week. I don't know. See, it all depends on things. Life sometimes. Come on, there's one stuck in here. Why is it stuck? Get out. Oh, now it's on the pen. Okay. Get. It won't go away. Go away. All right. Okay, I got one more story to tell you. And this one is a funny one. Last night, Dale is in the office here. I was not in the office. I was out in the dining room doing something, I don't know. And he's just like, oh my goodness, you're not going to believe this. And I'm like, what? And he goes, well, come here. Come here. He calls me on in here. He goes, it's a naked fashion show. And I'm like, what? What are you talking? So he's like, it just popped up on YouTube. It just popped up. I didn't look for it. I didn't search for it. I'm like, okay. And so I started watching some of this fashion show, and they are naked. Yep. There were women, and there was one man, and yes, he was naked. Sometimes they were completely naked. Sometimes there was a little coverage, but they were showing accessories. Like, they were different designers, and I believe it was some sort of a competition, probably. There was a panel of judges and whatnot, and they would ask the designers questions after the little runway show about their designs and whatnot. So the first one I only watched a couple of them. They were very quick. They didn't take too long. But the first designer liked to use recycled materials. So she had made like necklaces out of reclaimed fabrics. The guy, he had, it looked like a boa, like a big long boa, and it was all made out of pieces of denim, which she explained were just reclaimed pieces of denim that her friends just gave her. So it was really long, his boa was. And it came down to his knees, but it didn't necessarily cover everything for sure. No, it didn't. And one of the ladies, she had like this necklace. We'll call it a necklace on. And when she came out, I was like, well, that looks like crochet. Well, it was. In the end, when they talked to the designer, she was like, and this piece is crochet, so it's reclaimed yarn that, we used and we crocheted this necklace. And I'm like, okay, yeah, they were all naked. Like I said, sometimes their accessory would cover a little bit, and sometimes it just covered nothing at all. And it was very, very interesting. Just very interesting, I will say that. Dale and I, we just watched a couple of the designers, two really. One lady made hats. Well, she called them hair bonnets. They were designed in the African, like, turban style hair thing. I don't know. Very interesting. And flip flops. The ladies would have on the hair turban and be carrying a pair of flip flops. Maybe in front of, you know, in front of their jewels. Maybe not. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And it was just like the most uh, no big deal kind of situation, like, and we're talking, these models were not the typical models that we're used to seeing, they weren't, let me just say, they weren't all size zeros and skinny, and that wasn't the case. I mean, I would not say they were like large. They weren't like large, overweight, or anything like that. But, they definitely had some jiggles and wiggles, and, and none of them cared. None of them cared. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I was just like, it's one of those things, you see it and you just have to watch it for a minute just to grasp it. You know what I mean? And then you're like, okay, all right then. Okay, now that's enough. Okay, now I've seen enough. I'm good. It's just, it was very interesting. And it just popped up on YouTube for him. I'm like, well, lucky you. Lucky you. Oh, goodness. Well, that's my life sometimes, folks. You never know what's going to happen in my world. You just never, ever know. So, well, let's see. Let me catch up on a few things real quick. Palentine, post a picture of what you're working on for Palentine with just a little comment there about who it makes you think of, what friend, what pal, how is it connected to Palentine, okay? And I will give away a prize in my live on Saturday because the cutoff will be Friday. That's the cutoff for comments. And then Jenny has week 2, and she will be giving away a prize, but she's going to post it on her community tab because, her lives are on Thursday nights, and that will be too early to announce the winner since you have until Friday to post your pictures. So that's how that's going to work. And I'll make sure I put them in the Facebook group as well. Okay, I'll post them in the Facebook group. Brandy did not go live on Monday night because she was supposed to give away the last prize for Smashing the Specials. I'm not certain. I don't recall what she's going to do. She's just going to just randomly pull a winner, put it in the Facebook group. I don't know. I've got to touch base with her today to see exactly how she's handling that so that we can get our last winner out there for Smashing the Specials. And then let's move on. We're doing Palentine. Then next month is Chuck Long. Help me pick a chalk painting. I don't know what to do. But I do know this. Gonna extend, not necessarily just the Chuck Along, but I'm gonna extend a landscape event into April. So any of you who were unable to finish your Chuck in March, or any of you who finished your Chuck and are ready to start on another landscape, you can do that in April. It's just going to be really laid back. It's not going to be, you know, weekly posts and weekly drawings, prizes, anything like that. I mean, I might do one prize, maybe one prize at the end, but it's kind of like a non-event event. We'll see if maybe I'll do a prize, maybe one, but we're just going to make it really casual, real laid back. Just let's work on a landscape, or let's finish our chucks and encourage everyone to work on their chuck and finish their chuck. Like you guys encourage me. Keep going, Mindy. Keep going. You got halfway in March. Come on, keep going. You can finish it in April. Because my goal for the year is to not create any more WIPs. I don't want to create any more WIPs. That's why I need to stay on track with this one. So this is finished in February because I'm not making any more WIPs. Okay? That's my goal. So keep with me. Keep with me. Keep on it. Make me stick to it. Okay? Wow. Everything's getting non-sticky. It must be time for me to stop running my mouth. Okay? Must be. Must be time for me to stop talking. See, I'm getting all kinds of little junk even in my Not Your Mama's mud here. So stuff's not sticking properly because it's just getting dirty. See them falling out? Drills just fall out. They don't stay in. They don't stick. Ugh. It's not pretty. Not pretty. See? Fell out again. Okay, so it's falling out of that end. Why? Why are you falling out of that end? You got no wax or mud down there? What? You got something in there. I'm going to have to just clean out both ends of my pens. My pen. Clean out both ends. Restock with new stuff. Okay, it stuck that time. Look. I'm only using my 4-placer because that's my jam. I only 4-place, folks. I could be 7-placing here or 10-placing or something, but I'm better with my 4-placer. I'll stick to my 4-placer. See, it grooves right along here when I use my 4-placer. Once it's sticky enough, then I can go to town. All right, folks. I'm done jibber jabbering. Gonna put this together. Hopefully it doesn't take all day. Because sometimes I feel like it takes all day to process these videos on my computer. It's annoying. But I'm gonna set it to process and I'm gonna go do some other stuff while it's processing. Okay. You want to see it real quick? Let me show it to you real quick. I'm gonna turn off my light. I'm gonna turn it around after I kick the tripod. Trying to untangle myself from the table. Oh yeah, it's dark in there. You can kind of see the blues peeking through there. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of blue right there, the dark blue. This whole light pad is magnetic. Can you tell? I mean, it's not super magnetic, but it is magnetic. Anyhow, that's what I got so far. That's the waterfall with the greenery. Coming along. All right, so get that one done. If I can get that one done in a week or less than a week, I want it done in less than a week. That's what I want. Less than a week. And get started on another piece. The other one's not very colorful either. All right, we'll get it done. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good week. See you soon.